Good morning. It's time for our daily devotion. This morning I saw a news story on my Facebook feed about the American atheists who are once again posting their billboards around America, discouraging people from celebrating Christ's birthday this December. This year's billboard, at least one of them, says, "Skip church. It's all fake news." And there's a picture there of the nativity scene in cartoon-esque fashion with Jesus and Mary and Joseph and the shepherds and the wise men. Skip church. It's all fake news. Well, there is a concerted effort on the part of atheists and those who don't believe all across the world to discourage people from believing the true message of Christmas. And it infuriates me on some levels, but it is totally understandable on others because this has been going on in our world since the beginning of time. There are people in this world whose purpose it is in life to discourage people from believing, to undermine the basic foundational truths of our faith, and to get as many people to go in different direction as they possibly can. Now, this sounds familiar to us who believe because this has been going on since the first few chapters of Genesis, where Satan comes to Adam and Eve and he tries to undermine the truth of what God has said. Adam and Eve have been living by the standard that God has set for some period of time, living with everything they need, and Satan comes and says, there's more. If you'll just throw off the shackles of this thing God has told you, or at least this thing you think God has told you, and do whatever you want and eat whatever you want and behave any way you want, you'll be free and you'll be like a God yourself. That's a familiar message, isn't it? He's been saying that and telling people that since the beginning of time. He has gotten a lot bolder in his efforts. For now, what he says is, don't believe what you've always believed. Don't believe what you've always been told, because it's not true. But not only is it not true, the being that you think told you that, or that somebody else thought told them that, isn't even real to begin with. It's all a myth. It's all a lie. It's all fake news. And there are millions of people around our world who are believing that lie. So what do we do about that this Christmas season? Well, we can get angry and mad like I did for a few minutes this morning. Righteous indignation, I'd rather call it. Or we can be nasty. We can get on Facebook and fire back. We can hate the people who hate us, and we can repay evil for evil. We can go down that road if we want, but that's not really what Jesus instructed us to do. And if we're following Jesus, we ought to do what he asked us to do. And what he asked us to do is exactly what he did. He asked us to love people. Folks, listen, we won't win this argument by putting up more billboards than atheists do. We won't win this battle by getting on the debate stage with those who don't believe and winning the debate. We're not going to argue anybody into the kingdom of heaven. We're going to see people come to Jesus the same way that Jesus saw people come to him, and that is by loving them. Jesus came into this world about 2,000 years ago and pierced the darkness that was present, and he did so with love. God so loved the world that he sent Jesus. Jesus so loved the world that he laid down his life. And he said, they'll know you are Christians, and they'll believe that I was who God says I am when you love them. That's why this is the season of giving. We should be giving love to every single person. Not just those in our family, not just those who go to our church, not just those who look like us and smell like us and talk like us and act like us and dress like us. We need to be loving every single person, embracing them with the love of Jesus in such a way that they will see the authenticity and the genuineness of this gospel message that we preach. You see, if we don't love people, then all the talk about Jesus really is for naught. If we don't love people the way Jesus loved people, unconditionally love and accept people for who they are, the way they are, where they are, if we don't do that, then all this talk about Jesus and him coming and loving the world doesn't mean much to people. And so make this Christmas season the Christmas season of loving people. Love them in extravagant ways. Love them in unexpected ways. Love them in unconditional ways, so that they will see in you what we saw in Jesus. We love him because he first loved us, and others will love him when they see his love demonstrated in us this Christmas season. Now go make it a great day, and I'll see you next time.